The culmination of your design work comes at the assembly level. It's here that you can assess fit and function, identify interferences, and then use the model downstream to create renderings, simulate how your products will perform, develop documentation, and plan manufacturing processes. But first, you need to put it all together. Just like in the part modeling environment, a marking menu is available that contains a complete list of your most commonly used assembly commands right at your cursor, such as placing components and adding constraints. Once a component is placed, assembling parts together is done the same way you would do it in the real world. Using joints, you can fully define the location and motion between two components in a single step, rather than specifying constraints one by one. Joint types are determined automatically based on the geometry you select, and all degrees of freedom are accounted for once the command is executed. Relationships can be added using traditional constraints, which gives you a finer level of control over how the assembly behaves. Adding limits to your constraints specifies exactly how much a component can move, so you can perform motion studies to evaluate how mechanisms will operate in relationship to other parts in the assembly. Because it's rare that an entire product is comprised of parts or subassemblies that are designed in-house, Autodesk Inventor supports opening and inserting third-party models directly into your assemblies. These can be constrained the exact same way you would native Inventor models, and they can even be patterned if multiple instances of the component are needed. And because there's an associative link to the original file, if that file changes, it will be automatically updated inside the assembly without having to go back and reapply all of your constraints. One final source of parts is the Content Center, a built-in library containing over 750,000 parts covering 18 international standards. Many components of the Content Center have intelligent mates built in, and constraints are automatically created when you drop them into the design. They can also be resized dynamically in the window. Existing patterns will be followed, so components are created automatically at each appropriate location. Regardless of where your components come from or the approach you take to define the relationships between them, Autodesk Inventor gives you the tools you need to put it all together in a perfect and complete model of your product.